Imagine working full time in America and still needing a food bank to eat. Across the United States, food banks are seeing overwhelming demand as millions struggle with inflation, debt, housing costs, and rising grocery prices. A 2026 report found food insecurity in America remains near a 10-year high, with over 18 million households struggling to constantly afford food or consistently afford food. Food prices in the US are still dramatically higher than pre pandemic levels, putting huge pressure on families already living paycheck to paycheck. And now many food banks are warning they may not be able to keep up with food demand because of funding pressures and cuts to assistance programs. The effects on people are devastating. Parents skipping meals for their kids, seniors choosing between food and medication, families relying on credit cards just to buy groceries, people working full time and still falling behind. This here by Axios, it says nonprofits say they are in a crisis when it comes to food banks. The country's nonprofit sector organizations, from the food banks and homeless shelters to immigrant aid groups, is facing a crisis in the wake of federal funding cuts, advocates say. And there's more and more and more when it comes to food shortage in food banks. Even major cities are reporting growing lines at food banks as economic pressure keeps rising. People aren't imagining the struggle anymore. Basic survival in America is becoming more expensive by the month, and millions are now being pushed to the edge financially just trying to afford food. Now, I'm not saying you're going to get to that point where you're going to need the food banks to support yourself when it comes to groceries because you can't afford them anymore. I'm not saying any of that, and I hope nobody gets to that point. I've never gotten to that point, but I always plan ahead. You never know what happens in life. That's why, after I lost my business during the pandemic, I was able and lucky enough to find a job from home, but even then, it was never enough. So I had to get into digital online marketing, specifically affiliate marketing, and businesses pay handsomely for this. I was able to supplement my income through this right now. And like I said, you can build income from anywhere and protect your finances. So if you want a digital income plan to supplement and support yourself financially, click in the bio, drop your name and email to get more information on how to start your own digital online business. I do kindly ask that you share, it helps the channel a lot, and that you comment and like as well. Thank you.